Hi there. I'd like to thank Steve, my neighbor, my wife, and my son Preston for being here with us for my speech. And here we go. All right, how would you guys like to have a job where you actually are fulfilled at the end of your week after you worked your 8-hour day, your 5-day-a-week job? How many can actually say that now? How many can feel fulfilled at the end of the week after their job? I think we're all looking forward to the weekend, aren't we? Is that what we do? That's what I always did. You look forward to the weekend. But with this job, you can actually be fulfilled that you've been out there and helped people. And some of these people are so bad off that, you know, it's really sad. They're so bad off they can't function in any way. But you are there to provide the people there to be a comfort to them, to help them in their physical needs, to help them in their maybe even sometimes spiritual needs, to help them in their emotional well-being and whatever they need. And that's what a case coordinator can do. And another thing we'd like to look at is the skills needed, the communication skills needed to be a case coordinator. First of all, you got to be a great listener. Because if you're not a great listener, you won't succeed at this job. Because the elderly, they are hard of hearing. A lot of them have dementia. They have Alzheimer's. They have many other various physical and emotional needs, and we just have to communicate with them, and we have to do that by listening to them very intently. And a lot of them with the dementia and stuff, they can't really speak to you, or don't have the mental capacity to do that, so they have to sometimes they can run, sometimes they can cock their head, whatever. I've been visiting my mom for the last 5 years in a nursing home 3 or 4 times a week. And I've seen it all, I think, in that time, but maybe I haven't. But what I've experienced with her is they're with each other so much, they actually have a unique way of speaking, even when they're not speaking. I've seen my mom pass the salt to somebody. I'm thinking, Mom, why did you just pass the salt? She didn't say a word. She said, oh, she wanted the salt. And it's just amazing that they have that as communication skills because they're with each other so much. But that's what we got to be able to develop as a case coordinator, develop those communication skills. And the next thing I'd like to look at is the working with the elderly can be very challenging also. It can be very challenging because working with the elderly, they can be cranky. They can be what's called sundowning. It gets late in the day and then they really get cranky. But they can be very challenging to work with. But I'll tell you what, there's not a greater group of people in the world I'd rather work with because it's very rewarding. I've seen my mom's 95 now and just seeing her all those years, it's just, growing up with her and everything, it's just really been special to be with her, and I'm with her all the time now. It's very rewarding. And I'll tell you another thing we ought to look like is time management skills. You really have to have great time management skills because when you're being a scheduler for the company I work for, you have to be getting clients in constantly. It's like a sales to it too, obviously. You have to be getting clients into the homes constantly, and it can be very, very stressful. And you have to, I'll get maybe 150 to 200 calls a day, and I'll tell you what, those calls can just range from anything from somebody actually passing away to somebody needs you to babysit their child with autism, or it could be have to be with someone who's in a home infested with rats or mice or anything like that. So it can be very challenging that way too. That's why it's very important to have time management skills. And also, a case coordinator, maybe most importantly of all, needs to have a personal interest, almost what I call a calling, to help those in need in the home healthcare field. Because if you don't have that need in your life, if you don't have that need, you'll become what most of us do anyway. You'll just go to your job. At the end of the week, you'll leave your job, and you'll come back home, and you'll think, yeah, what did I just do this week? Oh, that's right, I went to work. You won't remember one thing about your week because you didn't really help anybody. You're just doing your job, going through the motions. But here you can actually help people. And I think that's what you've got to have in this job to succeed and to really make it work. It's just a desire to help others. And if you have that in your heart to help others like that in this job, I think you'll be very, very successful. And in summary, I'd like to say this. You need to, if you're considering this job at all, You need to ask yourself, am I just looking for a job, or am I looking to help others? And if you're looking to help others, you could go a long way in this business. And because people are relying on you, and in some cases, you're the closest thing they're going to have to having a family. So as a case coordinator, you will be there for them. Thank you.